Service providers have always been around in the IT ecosystem, but this whole category called managed service providers or managed security service providers started 20, 25 years ago and evolved quite a bit. And I'd love to kind of look at that evolution through your lenses. Where do you think the category was as a service provider a couple of decades ago, 10 years ago, and where is it now?
It started as VARs, folks who were essentially moving boxes. Right? I mean, they were selling Dells and HPs, and ultimately it became what value-added services could you put on top of that, and that wound up being software, right? Needing to secure that. Then that evolved into the securing of that software and that hardware. So you've really seen this go from one-time product sales to then added services and then software that's creating new service categories. And now with AI, it's a whole new ball game around where that opportunity can continue to grow to. But ultimately, those who've sort of capitalized on the ability to get to recurring revenue, and that's the real difference, is that recurring versus one-time revenue is where MSPs and MSSPs can really drive value. What I see happening for the more sophisticated MSPs are that they're, again, understanding that they need to actually use AI to provide better service to their customers. And they're starting there, not starting at what's the additional service to the customer. It's like, how do I create a better service so that then I can spend my time thinking about additional new services? And so again, this whole idea of leveraging a source of truth and being able to mine the data they have to find new offerings, I think that's the first place where the more sophisticated MSPs are going, and then layering on top the how to use AI in your business for their customers, whether that's Copilot or going back to my UCAS days, like ultimately it's adding in AI to different use cases, leveraging text messaging, for example, like automation of, I'll use the restaurant industry, for example. So, I mean, again, I think the efficiency of essentially being able to have a chat GPT-like interface where a person's now not necessarily even creating a ticket, so to speak, but it's self-service, solve your own problem, and then escalate to technician. I think that's the first a use case that I'm seeing out of every MSP that's, again, more sophisticated into or moving up the chain in AI. They're starting with, how do I solve these very common issues that don't really require a tier 2 or tier 3 tech, that literally automate some of that piece.